welcome back to my channel and some teacher content. So I wanted to take some time this summer to put out some quick little videos on some things that I use in my classroom that have been really successful in helping to teach those beginning reading skills. Some years, you know, we have some of those students who come to us that are a little bit need a little bit more help than others. Some come to us already knowing these things, but it doesn't hurt even our higher academic students to go over and to learn some of these different techniques just to kind of reinforce those foundational skills. So I think I'm going to do four different quick little, show you four quick little things that I do in my classroom when we're learning new sounds, when we are sounding out words, single syllable words and multi-syllable words. Okay, so the first one is the only thing that you might not have in your class, uses something you might not have in your classroom. These little slinkies. These I get at the Dollar Tree, 2 of them for $1, and I've been getting these for years, and depending on, you know, the students that year, sometimes they'll last a couple of years. This year with the whole pandemic thing going on, I may have to think about how I do this. Usually I will use these in, I will model, of course, and then I'll use these in small group to allow the students to sound out the words. And this is just something that is kind of a visual for some of those kids who might need it. Since they are 2 for $1, I don't know. I need to look and see how many I've got. And I may go ahead and pick up 1 per student this year. Usually I have 6 to 8 in my classroom to use in small groups. So this is so simple. All you have to do is hold it in front of you, and let's say you're going to sound out the word cat. We'll just start easy so that students can hear and see those sounds, see where those sounds fall. You're just gonna pull the slinky apart with each sound, and then you push it back together when you say the whole word. So it's cat. So they're pulling those sounds apart and then pushing them back together. Cat. Now, I would not do this with multi-syllable words. Again, this is something with single syllable words that you can use. So say we're doing fish. There's a blend at the end, but it's still only 3 sounds. Ish, fish. So using those digraphs is okay because it is a single sound together. Maybe you want to use a word that has 4 sounds. Frog. Frog. Just helps kids to see pulling that word apart, those sounds apart, putting it back together. One quick thing. Another one, and this really has become my favorite in whole group, is simply the finger stretching, and you may have seen this before. Okay, so for this one, I use my right hand when I'm facing the students, and I'll start with my pinky because that is the progression of reading left to right when they're looking at me. So let's see, I'm gonna do the word cat, and I'm gonna say that word first so that I can, so they can hear that word. And actually, I usually do that with the slinky too. So let's say I'm gonna do cat. Cat. So again, visual, tactile, you've got all of those senses in there to kind of help them. If they're reading that word on the paper, as they learn this technique, they're looking at that and they're like, cat, and they're even doing that to themselves. Same thing, some single syllable words. You can use this even with more than 3 letters with your digraphs and things like that. So same thing with fish. Fish. And you can use this a lot of ways. You can, okay, fish, let's sound out fish. 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 How many sounds? 3. All right, let's write it. Oh, there's a digraph in there. How many letters? Oh, there's 4 letters. There's only 3 sounds. Which 2 letters in there make 1 sound? So there's a lot of things you can do with that, using that technique in reinforcing sounds blends, digraphs, vowels. You can say, okay, well, where's the vowel? First, second, third sound. Oh, it's the second sound. What is the vowel? It. Is that long or short? Short. What vowel is it? Short I. So a lot of different things you can do with that one. The next one is additive blending. So on this one, you can use the whiteboard, you can use paper, whatever. I have a little whiteboard here. So let's say we're gonna sound out the word cat. So what's the first sound in cat? K. Oh, is that gonna be a C or a K? And at the beginning of the year, it's a C. So, all right, let's write our C. K. Ooh, sorry. Let me write that a little better. All right, K. And you can even use the finger stretching. K. Ah, what's our next sound? Ah. So let's write both of our sounds. K. Ah. So far we have our K and our K. Ah. Now let's write it and get that last sound in there. K. Ah. T. Cat. And you can go back to something where they can stretch it out if you need to with that. Find my eraser. Let's see. So you wanted to do fish, to write fish. So let's sound it out. Ish, fish. What's the first sound? What letter makes the sound? F. Let's write our F. All right. Let's write our first and second sounds now. What's that second sound? What letter? I. Let's write it. Sh. What's that last sound? Oh, sh. How do we write that? Oh, that's a digraph. You're right. How do we write the digraph for sh? What two letters is it? SH. Let's write it. So let's sound it out as we write it. Ish. Fish. I know that's backwards for you all. But that's additive blending. Just add on a letter as you're sounding it out. And then the last one I wanted to make sure that you knew about, and this is one that I just learned in the past year and a half maybe, for syllables. So let's say we're trying to find how many syllables are in a word. And this helps us because when we're trying to spell, we're going to spell those single syllable words just with the blend, stretching of the letters, writing that. When we do multi-syllable words, we're going to stretch each syllable and write it. So we first need to see, well, what are the syllables? So let's say let's write the word magic. Magic. Oh, okay. So I used to do this. Magic. How many syllables? 2. But see, I'm an adult. I know how to figure out syllables. You've got kids who are going magic. Oh, that's like 5 syllables. No, it's not. Let's do it again. That does not work. So instead, some of us might clap it. Magic. And that's great. A lot of kids get it that way. Most of the kids I've taught in the past get syllables that way. But you still have some that try to go magic. No, as you say it. And I've even tried teaching it. Okay, say it like there's a beat. And that'll help you get that those syllables down. And some kids just still don't get it. So, instead of those 2, try duck lips. You may have heard of duck lips before. It is literally make duck lips. Now, I know with everything going on, germs and everything, but so you may not want to have kids put their hands at their mouth, but this works. And maybe it's something that as we go along we can figure out how to do it safely, using hand sanitizer before and after, things like that. But so let's do duck lips for that multi-syllable word magic. And you tell them to try to push air out to say each syllable. And you don't have so much of that You're telling them push air out for each syllable that they're trying to say. Okay, how many syllables was that? 2. Now, then you can go to writing it. Okay, that first syllable, what was the first syllable? Say it out loud. Ma. Let's sound it out. Ah. Very good. All right, second syllable. Let's do it again. How many syllables? 2. Okay, let's do it again and figure out the second syllable. What's your second syllable? Jick. Let's sound it out. And you're gonna have kids in this word give the J. That's okay. We're sounding out syllables right now. We're trying to figure out how many syllables to help us get the word down. J, I, K, magic. Then you can talk about, you can go back and talk about, you know, soft G, hard G, things like that. All right, now let's write it as one word. Put it together. Magic. Easy. I had so many kids that had been struggling readers, and I was scared to make that leap from those single syllable words to the multi-syllable words this year, that got this with the duck lips. Because once we figured out how many syllables, and then we went and sounded out those syllables, we stretched out and sounded out those syllables and wrote the sounds we heard, they were amazing spellers. So I hope that with these 4 tips, maybe there was something in here that you learned that you hadn't done before, you hadn't tried before, and that this helps you out in your ELA this year, okay? I hope you have a wonderful school year. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below. Helps me out, and also you'll get to see when I post new videos on these topics with the ELA and math. All right, thanks so much. Bye.